Greetings on this beautiful September day 2017. We are here at Mighty Roots Micro Farm, and we're just going to take a look at a few things that are ready to harvest, and we need to start thinking about how we're going to process them, store them, and sell them as well. So I'm going to take a look over here, and one of the main things right now this time of year is the kale. And I'm right here with this beautiful Delaway kale, which is a curly leaf variety. It kind of looks similar to some of the other curly leaves, and even a little bit like a red Russian. As you can probably see in here, we've got some darker kind of purpley red leaves and some more purple stems. But the difference is, I feel like this is a little bit a more tender variety. Although if you eat one of these leaves here, I mean, it is spicy. It's really got some spice to it. But one of the things I like to do with my kale, because a lot of times it comes in, it's just even more than we had planned for what we're going to eat as a family immediately, is if possible freezing it. You got to blanch it, which means basically you got to soak it in boiled water for a little bit to get some of just to kind of smooth it out, soften it up for freezing, and then you can freeze it. That's one of the great ways to store it. Otherwise, you can put it in jars, mason jars, and can it. There's different ways. You can dry it, and you could have it as like a seasoning or a kind of additive, salt additive. Put some salt in there with it. A lot of different things you can do with the kale this time of year. I really like this variety though. It's like I said, it's tender, but it is a little bit spicy. Delaway kale. Take a walk over here, and we're going to take a look at some of these heirloom tomatoes that have quickly come to full ripeness. And this is just our general Sitta strain Brandywine. And as you see, pretty much everything has died down, and that's quite typical for tomatoes this time of year, especially the heirloom varieties. But delicious tomatoes for sure. And with these, again, we're going to chop and freeze these. I really like to freeze the food because if you've got electricity, of course, you need that. But it's a nice way to kind of lock in some of that flavor. If you keep it sealed in freezer bags, it's good. Otherwise, of course, you could, again, can that. And that's another nice way to do it. And actually, with the tomatoes, the canning and the cooking that goes involved in that does bring out more of the lycopenes, which is some of the antioxidants that are in tomatoes that gives it the red flavoring. It's a red pigment. So yeah, that's those are some of the things right now that we're really getting heavy into harvesting a lot of here at Mighty Roots Micro Farm, and lots more things coming here yet. Some more broccoli, other tomatoes. We've got peppers, squash. So it's a good time of year right now to be out in the beautiful weather and enjoying these last warm days of the year. From Mighty Roots Micro Farm, this is Adrian. Love.